it's hard out here for millennials at the moment, you guys. I don't know if you've heard about our struggles, but we can't afford to have kids, and our landlords aren't letting us have pets. So we've all just started funneling all of our parental energy into raising indoor plants. I don't know if you've been into a 28-year-old's room recently, but it looks like poison ivy's lair. It's a plant on every surface. When we run out of surfaces, we hang them from the roof. But at the same time, we've also embraced minimalism. We watched that Marie Kondo show. We're like, I've thrown out everything that doesn't spark joy. I've only got 5 tops, 5 bottoms, and 200 succulents. It makes sense why we're doing this, right? We're watching the news. We can see that no one is going to do anything about climate change, so we've all just taken it on ourselves to change the climate of our bedrooms. Like, I bought one of those terrarium bowls, you know, those glass spheres, they've got plants, they water themselves. I just stay at home and stare into that. I'm like, whoa, a fully functioning ecosystem. It'd be so cool to be in one of those. But if I was inside there, I'd be like, where do I charge my AirPods? That was a brag. I grew up very Christian, right? I was very Christian as a teenager, but then I did throw out Christianity because it didn't spark joy. Sometimes I will go back to church with my mum for like Christmas or Easter, right? I don't know if you've ever walked into a church when you don't believe in God anymore, but it's the craziest thing, right? Like, walking into a church when you no longer believe in God is a bit like walking into a kebab store when you're sober. You walk through the door, you look around, you're like, I know I've been here before, but I was different then. I don't understand. 1/3 of this world is Christian, apparently, right? And there's so many people, because I just think, given the Rolodex of available religions, why would we choose that one? It's the most boring one, right? Like, I think if someone was pitching you religions in the same way you might pitch a movie, I don't think any of us would choose Christianity. We would all, 100%, choose the Greek gods, right? Because you imagine you're the movie executives, right? First guy comes in, he's like, all right, there's one God, he's the one true God, he's ever at all times, but you can't see him. He hates premarital sex and he loves soft rock. I'd be like, all right, next please. Next guy comes into pitch, he's like, all right, there's 12 gods, they all live on a mountain and they're all bitches. They're all brother and sister, but they've all had sex. I'd be like, sign me up, butch. Because when I was a teen, Christianity was exhausting, right? We had this one awful day at Easter camp where we had a men's group meeting, right? The youth pastor, who had a neck beard and a lot of carabiners hanging off his belt, but still a very raw sexual energy. He was kind of walking around the camp being like, all right, boys, men's group meeting in that tent in 10 minutes. And I was like, call me men again, daddy. We go into this tent, right? Me and 10 other teenage boys. I am absolutely fizzing. Premise of this meeting, we're allowed to ask any question that we have about sex, right? Any question about sex, but everyone's too scared to ask anything except for this one 17-year-old boy who stood up, which he didn't have to do. And he goes, yeah, I was just wondering what God's view on masturbation was, because haven't done it, would love to give it a whirl. And then the youth pastor, old neckbeard, he was like, well, guys, here's the deal. God doesn't really like masturbation, but it's not the worst thing you can do. So here's my rule, don't masturbate. Don't masturbate, lads, unless you're about to do something much worse. I was like, what do you mean, like Robert Derry? Like... But this is why I can't be Christian, right? Why be part of a religion where every time you masturbate, you've got to beg for forgiveness, right? Whereas, if you believe in the Greek gods and you're like, Zeus, please forgive me, I masturbated, Zeus is going to be like, I don't give a shit, man. One time I came down to earth, turned into a swan, had sex with a woman, she laid 3 eggs, and then my wife killed her. You can have one wank. I have a degree in classics. That's the first time I've used it professionally. Thank you so much. I'm Eli Matthewson. Good night. See ya.